Hi, I'm Nick Bonner for treestuff.com, and today we're looking at a variety of locking carabiners. All of the carabiners that we sell are suitable for arborist work, whether it's an accessory or a life support carabiner, and all the ones that we're talking about today are triple action or double locking carabiners. Most basic carabiners are going to be these oval shapes. You see we have them in Tree Stuff branding and color. These are a great value, cool logo, standard action, pretty much what you would expect, right? Twist or lift, twist, pull. Really strong, snappy gait. You can hear that there. These types of ovals, again, another Tree Stuff color. These are made by pretty much everybody. You see we have an option from Petzl. Petzl, gold standard of vertical equipment, I think. Pretty similar thing, what you would expect. Nice carabiner. We also see these being made by DMM. Here, this is actually the Americano. So this is an O shape, but it's smaller. You can compare that to the standard DMM Ultra. So these both use the same action or same type of action. I'm sure there's some internal differences. This one has a lower gate clearance, but it is smaller. These oval carabiners are symmetrical, and that means that they load evenly like this, right in the dead center. When you look at a D-shaped carabiner, for example, like this one, the D is going to load primarily along this back spine. And that's what makes D-shaped carabiners actually stronger than oval carabiners. If you think about it this way, when you load this carabiner with 100 pounds, let's just say, there is 50 pounds here and 50 pounds here. And as you increase that weight is, for the most part, equally distributed between the spine and the gate. Which one do you think is stronger? The spine, solid piece of aluminum, or the gate that opens? That's right. The spine side is stronger. So as you approach the minimum breaking strength of a carabiner, say you get into that 5,000 pound range, when the load is equally distributed to the gate, eventually the gate will break first. And once the gate breaks, the load goes all the way to the spine. Ovals are very strong, but Ds are a little bit stronger because when you're pulling on that, the load is not equally distributed between the spine and the gate, and therefore the load on the gate is lower for longer, and it fails later in the loading process. That's the primary difference between Ds and ovals. You'll also see that Ds start to get into kind of pear shapes or William shapes or HMS shapes. Those provide a variety of benefits, whether or not you're loading a bunch of stuff up here in the top, or maybe you want to use like a munter hitch or something like that. So, a big Petzl William like this, if you're using a rope wrench setup where you have a pinto pulley, 2 legs of a prusik and maybe a stiff tether, something like this might be a really good choice. In terms of locking mechanisms, everything that we're showing here is that standard kind of lift, twist, pull, triple action, with exception of the Petzl ball lock. So Petzl ball lock, you press down on this ball here, twist it, and then open it. So it's still 3 actions, but it is different. These tend to be easier to teach novice users or recreational users to use because they can remember push, twist, and open better than they can remember lift, twist, and open. Some professional users find these difficult to use with gloves. It's definitely a matter of personal preference whether or not you like a ball lock. Another oval carabiner here, nice knurled gate, pretty standard fare. And again, we're going to see a lot of these same shapes are replicated by the different manufacturers. There's not a lot of difference in terms of function. If you find a gate mechanism you really like, some of them are a little tighter, a little looser. Generally, people will tend to stick with it. Rock Exotica is an exception. Rock Exotica does make carabiners that don't meet what I'm telling you here now, but the majority of all Rock Exotica carabiners are pull down, twist, and open. This seems more intuitive to a lot of people, especially first-time users. They want to pull down because they can brace the carabiner with their hand versus having to brace it at the top to lift up like this. I think if you're going to replace all of your carabiners, you're starting from scratch, this is a great choice. It can be a little frustrating when you reach for a carabiner and you just have the one that's different. However, I know a lot of people that will use a Rock Exotica carabiner for, say, the hard connection on their lanyard, and that way they don't accidentally unclip the wrong one. So having the difference in mechanism can be really helpful. This is an Edelrid bulletproof carabiner, so pretty standard shape, standard gate opening. But what you see here is part of Edelrid's commitment to sustainability. In addition to making products easier to recycle, lowering the impact on the manufacturing process by keeping their water cleaner and doing other things, they're doing things to make the products last longer. If you don't need to replace it, you don't need to recycle it. You don't need to make a new one. Therefore, it's more sustainable. Here we see a stainless steel insert in top of this aluminum carabiner. As we know, aluminum is lighter than steel, so it's better to carry around, but it wears faster. By isolating the steel component here in the high wear environment, this carabiner is going to last longer than any other carabiner you would use in similar fashion. I saved these two for last, mostly because I hate them. But these two big gates are kind of awful and for different reasons. But if you need one of these, you need it. And that's why we carry them and why we're going to cover it. So this is called an ANSI gate. The purpose of this is to meet an ANSI requirement for certain app height industries. Certain companies also require this. The gate is rated to 3,600 pounds for a cross load like this. None of the other carabiners that we sell that don't have an ANSI gate are rated that way. For example, if you look at this one, this is rated to 12 kilonewtons, which is just under, let's say 12 times 225. Kill, put the answer up. But the 3,600 kilonewton gate, again, you see a lot of line clearance companies that require this. It is kind of bulky, not my personal favorite. These are sold by a variety of manufacturers as well. And then this, the quad lock. If 3 is good, 4 must be better, I think is what someone said. And if you ever need the maximum in security, say you're putting a kid up on a climbing system, you don't want them to unclip themselves. Say you're putting something remote and it's going to get bumped around a lot and you just need to really be sure. A 4-action lock is, by definition, 25% safer. So this one, you twist it, lift it, you twist it, lift it, twist it, twist it, lift it, and open it. Let's try that one more time. Twist, lift, counter twist, open. They're also fun to challenge your friends to do it one-handed. You can make a fun game with that. That's the quad lock. Last that we're going to look at are just a couple of specialty carabiners here. This is really nice. This is called a corner trap. It's spring-loaded. You'll see configuration aids available for sale, plastic, leather, little jobs, things you put on the end of the carabiner. This is really nice because if you have an eye here on a lanyard or something, you can really make sure that the carabiner is not going to rotate off of that. So they're available in a variety of shapes and from different manufacturers. This is a CT one. We sell a lot of Rock Exoticas with the corner traps as well. And then these are really cool. This is a variety of pulleys integrated with carabiners. We also have a variety of videos on micro pulleys as well. You can check those out. We have an old one and a new one, both really good options. Here you see this is a Petzl carabiner, standard triple action lock. It's got a sheave in the bottom of it. This is the DMM revolver, the one that started it all, as they say. I've always loved DMM. It's a toss-up for me. DMM, Petzl, are my two favorite hardware brands. I think I've always said that. I love this carabiner. This was originally designed for rock climbing use to lower drag on sport climbers. But the big difference here being the location of the pulley from the top or the bottom of the carabiner. And when you start using these things, you're building the configurations, that can be a pretty meaningful difference. This is the DMM revolver rig. So it's like the revolver, but bigger. You also see this pin here, which can be removed with a tool. And that allows you to keep the rope captive, as well as a loadable Beckett here. So this is load rated as well. Really nice gate clearance compared to some of the other options, and just a generally bigger carabiner. This is really useful if you're doing rigging redirects or building complex mechanical advantage setup. And last but definitely not least, the Rock Exotica ANIE, great American-made product here by our friends from Ogden, Utah. And this opens with a triple action button here. So you press once, open, press the second time, open, feed your rope in. And then this carabiner, triple action locking, is actually on a swivel here as well. So if you've got really complicated rigging, complicated mechanical advantage, this is a great option as well. All of the carabiners that we sell at treestuff.com are professionally curated for you, so you know you're buying authentic, high quality merchandise that is suited for your work at height. So check these carabiners as well as all the ones that we sell at treestuff.com. Thanks for watching.